How to become a millionaire and retire young. If you want to become a billionaire and retire early, have a look at a couple of these useful tips. Do you have any doubts about your ability to become a millionaire? You may want to think again. Even someone with little income may become a billionaire if they are careful with their saves, moderate their expenditures, and stay with it for a while. In fact, according to the Credit Suisse Research Institute's 2021 Global Wealth Report, there are now around 22 million millionaires in the United States. Additionally, there are now 24% more of the wealthiest of the affluent, despite having just over 21,951,000 millionaires. The United States had the highest percentage of millionaires year over year of any country. There are now 56.1 million millionaires worldwide, up from 50.8 million a year ago. Therefore, it's not completely impossible, but is it possible to become rich and live a long life? It's undoubtedly difficult, but using the 10 techniques outlined below, it is feasible. 1. Plan your financial future. Financial planning is the start and the finish of the road to financial independence. But what precisely ought to be in your financial plan? You should at the very least outline your current situation, your desired outcome, and your plan of action. Put milestones for when and how much you want to save in your financial plan. After all, a research by psychology professor Dr. Gail Matthews at Dominican University of California found that daily goal and dream writing increases your likelihood of success by 42%. You may base choices on your progress by evaluating your progress at each milestone. Additionally, the following variables may be changed: your goal's value, timeline, and amount, as well as your monthly savings, the amount of risk in your portfolio of investments. You may enjoy life a bit more and spend less money if you are ahead of schedule. On the other hand, if you're behind, you may want to learn how to make money and cut down on your spending. 2. Develop an abundance mindset. Sam Dogan writes in a CNBC article, "In 2012, I left my career in finance and retired at 34 with $3 million. However," he continues, "I didn't get there by penny pinching. Rather, it was mostly because of my prosperity attitude. Everything is abundant in the domain of plenty, including wealth, pleasure, and status. When making choices, people with an abundant mentality consider the larger picture. They recognize that wealth is a result of what they do with their time and money. Whether it's investing in real estate or the stock market, working longer hours to earn more money, refinancing their mortgage, or launching a side business," says Dogan. Super savers, on the other hand, often adopt a scarcity mentality. They thus refrain from making any kind of dangerous choices. In reaction, people relocate to less expensive cities, choose to rent instead than purchase, etc. They think that everything is limited and that the only way to get wealthy is to practice extreme austerity. He continues, "That does not provide a justification for financial waste or irresponsibility. But if you have a scarcity mentality, you can feel lonely, bored, or uneasy since you relocated someplace uninteresting, or you might decide not to leave the house. You're losing out on real estate profits, which is more essential. Additionally, since your home is in a less expensive neighborhood, there are less options for you to increase your wealth." 3. Live below your means. Being a cheapskate does not always entail living within your means. As stated by Deanna Ritchie in a prior due post, it basically implies that you're spending less than or equal to what you're generating each month. As a consequence, by relying only on cards, you are not throwing yourself into debt. Furthermore, doing this will enable you to build a more secure financial future. Of course, it takes discipline and a little bit of sacrifice to live within your means, Dana explains. But if you persevere, in addition to not accruing debt, you'll also benefit from stress and anxiety are lessened. Your attention won't be on your credit score, the capacity to accumulate money. You'll have greater flexibility and financial stability as a result. Is it possible to live within your means without making yourself miserable? The following recommendations might be useful. Build a budget using the 50-30-20 guideline. You should spend 50% of your take-home pay on necessities like food and shelter, 30% on desires, and 20% on savings. Set up automatic savings. Simply stated, put some of your income away for savings and pay yourself first. Reduce unnecessary expenditure, such as unused gym subscriptions. Refrain from keeping up with the Joneses. They could present a successful financial front. However, their debts may be substantial. Postpone satisfaction. You can think about holding off on making a purchase until there is a sale or discount rather than paying full price for food, apparel, gadgets, or vacation. Benefit from tax deductions. Tax deductions allow you to pay less in federal and state taxes. Tax savings may often be used to start a retirement plan, give to a good cause, or pay for a child's education. Simplify the way you repay your loan. For instance, You may combine your obligations or bargain with lenders for a lower interest rate. 4. Shake your moneymaker. I'm not referring literally, unless you have a great dancer's body. Where should we begin? Increase your principal source of income even more. Maybe you may work extra hours once or twice a month if you have a 9-to-5 job. Perhaps obtaining a certification might help you get a raise or a promotion. You may also inquire if there are any additional duties you could take on, particularly ones in which you have training or expertise. How about the self-employed? This could be a little simpler. But let's imagine, for illustration, that you own an ice cream business. If you have the money, you can consider purchasing an ice cream truck or cart. If so, you may work special occasions like weddings or birthdays. Alternately, while you are operating the main company, pay someone to sell your goods elsewhere. Another thought: create a blog and use affiliate links to make money from it. Your blog might cover anything, such as how to run a small company or create ice cream. An online course might be made using these subjects as well. You could even put your gear up for sale online. Finding other revenue sources is also necessary if you want to truly knock it out of the park. Some concepts include ride-sharing, freelancing, dropshipping, and offering a spare apartment on Airbnb. In a perfect world, you would focus on passive revenue streams. 5. Don't miss out on your 401. Without a doubt, you need to use the 401 retirement plan that your employer provides. Frequently, your company will match a portion of your contributions up to their pre-tax value. You also save money for retirement since the money is taken out before taxes, and you pay less in taxes because the money increases over time. A 401 plan is, in essence, a no-brainer. Just so you know, the 401 contribution cap for 2022 is $20,500. Think beyond your 401(6). Open a standard IRA in addition to an employee-sponsored 401. Here, a portion of your salary may be transferred automatically into a different savings account. Even better, as long as you keep it there, it won't be taxed. You will likely be in a reduced tax band when you withdraw it, saving you money. A sum from an IRA may be placed in a bank or invested in mutual funds, equities, or bonds. There are also Roth IRAs. Although they have additional restrictions than traditional IRAs, the amount you are eligible for varies for married couples and individuals and is based on your income. You may donate $3,000 throughout the first 2 years and $5,000 by the 6th year. Roth IRA payments are not deductible, but earnings and withdrawals from these accounts are not taxed. But are there any retirement savings programs designed specifically for business owners? Yep, SEP IRA, or Simplified Employee Pension. Are you working alone? If so, you might choose a SEP IRA retirement plan. It is simple to set up, adaptable, and offers generous donation limits. Employee Savings Incentive Match Plan IRA. Despite being accessible to single owners, simple IRAs are preferred for companies with less than 100 workers. It resembles a hybrid IRA divided by 401k plan in certain ways. Personal 401. This resembles a typical 401. Your partner, however, will be allowed to take part as well. Moreover, you are able to donate both as an employer and an employee. A money purchase plan or a profit-sharing plan are further choices. 7. Save it for a rainy day. Do you know what Murphy's Law is? The saying things will go wrong in every given scenario. If you give them a chance is a well-known proverb. If not, that is, anything can go wrong, will go wrong. To put it another way, you will eventually encounter a financial emergency. It can be that your house needs a new roof, your car needs a replacement when the gearbox fails, or you need to acquire new equipment for your company. You will have to take money out of your savings if you don't have an emergency fund. Or, even worse, use a high-interest credit card to pay any unforeseen expenses. It can seem harmless enough, however. This can prevent you from reaching your objective of becoming a billionaire. Additionally, it will put off your retirement. The simplest approach: have a reserve set up for emergencies that at least covers 3 to 6 months' worth of costs. Additionally, be cautious not to retain this money in the bank. It should be kept in a place that pays higher interest rates, such as a high-yield savings account, rate, or short-term note. 8. Invest in broadly diversified index funds. According to senior writer James F. Royal, Ph.D., of Bankrate, broadly diversified index funds may be your investing vehicle for a journey to becoming a wealthy retiree if the stock market performs as it has in the past. You may still be a great investor even if you know nothing about investing and have no desire to learn more, he continues. Because index funds, an investment grouping of securities, such as stocks or bonds, is known as an index fund. Additionally, according to Royal, they must possess the following qualities: broad diversification. These kinds of funds make investments in companies across several sectors. Purchased shares. The greatest long-term profits are provided by equities, notwithstanding their higher short-term volatility. Low price. You may choose a cheap, low-cost index fund since the expense ratio of an index fund should be around 0.5%. Good track record over the long term. Select investments with 10-year average yearly returns of at least 10%. Returns are often in the range of 15%. You should look for these qualities if you want to produce excellent long-term results. The Standard & Poor's 500 index funds are among the most well-liked index funds since they are tied to a large number of America's greatest corporations. The top S&P 500 funds are among the least expensive funds, according to him, and may only cost you a few dollars each year for every $10,000 you have invested. The longest periods of time saw returns from this index of about 10% each year. Another excellent choice is the Nasdaq Composite Index, which contains some of the biggest tech businesses in the world. It really consistently ranks first on Bankrate's ranking of the best mutual funds. 9. Work with a financial advisor. If you want to retire early, you must overcome two significant obstacles. It takes less time to save for retirement. You'll have more free time now that you're retired. You may get advice from a financial advisor in creating an investment plan that will enable you to reach your retirement objectives. He or she may also assist you in determining how much you must spend each month in order to achieve your objectives. You may ensure that you obtain money that will endure beyond retirement by working with your advisor. Dividends, mandatory minimum payments, Social Security, pensions, and real estate investments are a few examples of income sources. Since you could work with that advisor for decades, it's crucial to choose someone you feel at ease and trust. In addition, the cost of a financial counselor should be considered, both their competence and their time. In the end, the benefits of working with a knowledgeable advisor will more than offset the expense. 10. Don't believe what discouraging people say. According to Jeff Rose, CFP and CEO of Good Financial Sense, as soon as you accept that you're not going to become a billionaire, you probably won't. You'll settle for the ordinary. Your thoughts about the future are very important and will, in part, shape the future. After all, your ideas influence your behavior, and your behavior affects your results, says Jeff. When you pay attention to pessimistic individuals, you enable them to achieve their objective of bringing you down and preventing you from surpassing their achievement. Very bad. He proposes that you prove them incorrect as an alternative, but maintain your efforts with humility. I guarantee that your actions will speak louder than your words. I would also add that you should associate with other millionaires rather than waste your time with these kinds of individuals. Maybe you might join the board of a nonprofit or go to networking functions. If you can't meet them in person, surround yourself with books like T. Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind or Thomas J. Stanley's The Millionaire Mind.